Hello and welcome back to my 30-day yoga challenge. This is day 17. Today's class is Yin Yoga for Beginners Part 2. So we'll be looking at a few different poses from our first Yin Yoga for Beginners class. So I'd advise, if you enjoy this class, subscribing to my YouTube channel, Sarah Lane Therapist, to see more yoga videos. And if you have time, click on the link below to watch my Yoga for Breathing exercise. So we'll start finding a comfortable position lying on your back. And we'll draw the knees into the chest and very gently rock from side to side. Just massaging the back, observing how you're feeling today. So our first pose is called Bananasana. So we're going to straighten the legs, slide your left foot out to the side and slide your right foot next to it. So keeping the feet together and the hips flat on the ground. We'll stretch the arms up overhead and we'll take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, stretch the arms also over to the left, being aware of the space that you have. And gently close the eyes. So you want to imagine that you look like a banana from above. This is the ideal position, but we want the hips and the shoulders to be nice and flat on the ground, so without the hips lifting up to go deeper. Just a very gentle stretch, opening the right side of the torso. Take a few slow breaths in your own time. Really try and expand the lungs. And exhaling longer and slower than your inhale if you can. And observe where you feel this stretch. Do you feel a stretch on the right side of the torso, maybe around the hip, the shoulder? And how is your mind? Is it active, busy, thinking of lots of thoughts? Keep drawing your attention to the breath. Just one or two more slow breaths. On your next breath in, first we'll bring the arms into the center and then we'll slide the legs in. And then we'll slide the legs all the way over to the right, to wherever they reach. You may need to move over if you don't have enough space. And then we'll take hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, stretch the hands now over to the right and pause here. So observing any differences now on this side. Closing the eyes. Focusing on your breath, slowing down the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And to distract your mind with thoughts and conversations, observing how the stretch feels. Is one side of the body more open than the other? So not to criticize the body, but to distract your mind from thoughts and conversations. And take 2 or 3 really slow breaths in your own time. And breathing in and out just through the nose if you can. Just maybe 1 or 2 really slow deep breaths in. And then on your next breath in, bring your arms back into the center, slide your legs back in. Readjust your position so you're nice and straight, and then we'll bend the knees. Well, inhale when you're ready, raise your right leg up to the ceiling, and exhale, cross it over to the left to come into a cross-legged spinal twist. So sliding the arms roughly in line with the shoulders, so take a breath in. As you exhale, lower the legs over towards the left and looking towards your right hand. And pausing here. So you can stay as you are, or you can bring your left hand to just rest on your thigh or on your knee to encourage a deeper stretch, only if it feels comfortable. So inhaling and exhaling now. Try and slow down the breathing. And observe where you feel the stretch in this time. Do you feel a stretch across the hip, maybe across the abdomen, the back or the side of the torso, maybe even the chest and the shoulders? 1 or 2 more slow deep breaths in, really trying to expand the lungs in all directions. And then when you're ready, very slowly on your next breath in, bring your head first into the center, draw your legs back into the center, or gently uncross the legs, realign the spine. And then when you're ready, crossing your left leg over your right. Slide your hands once more in line with the shoulders, or take a breath in. And as you exhale, now looking towards the left hand and supporting the thigh if it feels comfortable with your right hand. Closing the eyes, breathing in and out just through the nose. Observing how this side feels. So with Yin Yoga, we hold each pose a little bit longer than our usual yoga practice. But as this is Yin Yoga for Beginners, we're just going to hold it a short time. And then the more you practice, you can deepen and lengthen the amount of time in each yoga pose. Just 1 or 2 more slow breaths, so inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Observe how the body softens and relaxes the more that you're in the pose. Now on your next breath in, draw your head into the center, draw your legs into the center and uncross the legs. And to prepare for Eye of the Needle pose, so inhale now, raising the right leg, bring the back of the ankle on the front of the knee, thread your right hand between the legs, take the back of the left thigh or the front of the left calf. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, very slowly encourage your left knee towards your chest. And pausing. So this is a good stretch for the outside of the left hip. Stretches also the lower back. And there's a good alternative for pigeon pose, as it protects the knee a little bit more. So as always in Yin Yoga, take 2 or 3 really slow deep breaths in your own time to relax not only the physical body but also the mind. And then to distract the mind, start to focus on what you feel in each stretch. Try and use the physical body to distract the mind from thoughts and conversations. Keep slowing down the breath. Last few breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Now on your next breath in, gently release the hands, lower the leg down, we'll uncross the leg. And then we'll inhale, lift the left leg up, bend the knee, bring the outside of the ankle on the back of the right knee. The left hand now between the legs. Take hold of either the back of the thigh or the front of the right calf. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, encourage the right knee, so very gently pulling on the right knee to draw the right knee towards the chest. And pausing here. So very important that we're always flexing the foot that is closest to you to help protect your knee joint. And then close your eyes. Just observe how your mind is. Is it wandering? Are you thinking of lots of things to do or things that you've done? So every time that you're aware that your thoughts come into your mind, just thank yourself. Acknowledge them and allow them to pass by, and focus for the last few breaths in this pose. So really try and deepen both the inhale and the exhale. If you can, making your exhalations slightly longer and slower than your inhale to encourage your mind and your body to physically relax. Maybe 1 or 2 more breaths. And your next breath in will release the legs, gently lower down, uncrossing the legs. And then we'll very slowly rock completely onto your right hand side, supporting the weight of the body, and come up and find a comfortable sitting position. So you're going to come into butterfly or diamond pose, so the soles of the feet together, checking the heels are at least 2 hand lengths away from the body. And you can use blocks in different positions. We'll take a breath in, the spine nice and tall, and exhale, gently lowering down. So depending on your flexibility, you can have the blocks at different heights. You may prefer to round the back and rest your forehead on another couple of blocks, or you can lower your forehead down onto the feet, but listen to your own body. And when you've found a comfortable position, as always, take 2 or 3 really slow, deep breaths in your own time. Encourage the whole of the body to soften and to relax. Now, to distract the mind from thoughts and conversations, start to focus on what you feel in this pose. Where do you feel a stretch today? So remember, every day is different. Do you feel a stretch on the inside of the legs? Maybe the inside or the outside of the hips? Maybe somewhere in the back? Or do you feel anything else? And that the longer that you're in this pose, do you feel that the body naturally deepens? Or do you feel that you're already ready to come out of the pose? So the last few breaths, and really try and expand the lungs in all directions, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And now on your next breath in, sliding the hands underneath you, support the weight of the body. Gently come up nice and slowly. Last thing is your head. We'll support the outside of the knees, draw the legs in. And we'll very slowly rock the knees from side to side, nice and gently, just relaxing the legs. Relaxing the hips, relaxing the stretch. And then we'll straighten the legs and walk out the knees, or give the knees a little wobble, whatever feels more comfortable. And then we may need a rolled up small towel for the next pose. So just having one handy, you can pause the video if you need it. And we'll come into saddle. So sitting on the heels, depending on how your ankles and how your knees feel, you can use a very small rolled up towel to support your ankles. So very gently placing it underneath the ankles or the top of the feet, and finding a comfortable position and sitting here. Or if you have any discomfort in the knees, you can try bringing the towel behind the knees to help lift the knees up. If you have any discomfort in the knees, please skip this next pose if there's any pain. And you can also sit on a couple of yoga blocks to lift up the hips a little bit higher. So depending on how you feel, you may have the knees apart or you may have the knees together. So play about with this pose until you feel a comfortable position. Spine nice and tall, gently relaxing the shoulders down the back, and then we'll pause here. So this is the beginner's version of this pose. Very gently stretching the quadricep muscles, the thighs at the front. And gently close the eyes, as always focusing on the breath. Take 2 or 3 really slow, deep breaths in your own time, observing on what you feel in this pose. If you'd like to work a little bit deeper, we can bring the hands just behind the body and just rest, stretching a little bit deep at the top of the thighs, and pausing here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. If you'd like to work deeper, we can also lift up the head and relax the head back. So just a few more breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Now to come out of this posture on your next breath, and very slowly walk the hands back towards you. We'll support the ankle and the knee and gently lift one leg up and straighten the leg, and then very gently support the other leg. And then walking out the knees and giving the knees a little wobble just to relax the legs. The more you practice this, the more natural and relaxing it will become. So coming off of the block now, coming onto your hands and knees into table pose. And after all of the stretches going forward, we're going to relax the back in the other direction. So if you need a support for the knee, you can fold over your mat, or you can use your towel. We'll come into Anahata. So having the knees slightly apart, the hips above the knees, we'll gently lower onto the floor, forearms. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, walk the arms away. And we'll bend the elbows and take hold of the opposite elbow, but keeping the elbows in line and lowering the chest to wherever feels comfortable. You may want to rest your forehead on a pillow or a block. You can pause here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. If it feels comfortable, and you'd like to work deeper, we can walk towards straightening the arms. So nice slow breaths. Take a few slow breaths in your own time as this yoga pose compresses the chest. Try and really deepen the chest, deepen the breath in the chest as much as you can, and focus on where you feel this stretch. Across the chest, around the shoulders, between the shoulder blades. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. The last few breaths. Just observing if you're ready to come out of the pose. If you're ready to go deeper. So now to come out, on your next breath and very slowly, we'll start to re-bend the arms. Bringing the elbows back towards the knees, we'll come into child's pose, so resting the forehead on the ground. And then just pausing here. We'll bring the arms to the side of the body to relax the shoulders. You can have the knees apart or the knees together. And then slowing down the breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. This is the last pose we're going to practice today, just gently stretching and rounding the back in the opposite direction. When I bring the hands in front of the knees on your next breath and pushing into the ground, come up to sitting. Slide along the mat and take your time and come down to laying. So we can bring the blocks or some pillows underneath the knees. Gently lower down. Bring the feet the distance of the hips or the edges of the mat. The arms out to the side of the body, gently curling the palms up towards the ceiling. Encouraging the shoulders down the back and gently closing the eyes. So we're going to finish here today. So if you'd like to, I'd recommend listening to a guided relaxation, which you can find in the link below. Or you can just enjoy the music and rest here and take your time when you're ready and come up. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and write a comment below. Please also remember to share it with your family and friends. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.